the Spirit Sessions podcast. I'm your guide, Katie Silcox, bringing you your weekly self-love soundbite. Join us, where I'll help you find your true spiritual home, where every single aspect of you is holy ground, holy ground, holy ground, holy ground.
This is a Spirit Session podcast with Katie Silcox. Venga chicos, empezamos.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hi everyone, Katie here. This podcast is intended to inspire you, educate you, and most importantly, support you on your journey towards knowing who you really are, that inner self, that inner teacher. I am not a psychologist or a medical doctor and do not offer professional health or medical advice on this podcast. If you are suffering from any kind of psychological or medical issue, please do the right thing and seek help from your qualified health professional.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Spirit Sessions. I'm Eva, Katie's podcast manager, here to welcome you to today's episode. Earlier this month, Katie hosted a webinar called Summer of Love Ayurveda Style that we all absolutely loved. So we wanted to share part of that recording with you on the podcast today. In this episode, Katie talks about why so many of us tend to overdo it and burn out in the summer, and she shares Ayurvedic summer rituals and routines to help you stay cool. Toward the end of the episode, she leads a guided meditation practice to help you cultivate focus and a deeper connection to yourself so that you can bring your mind and body into balance as we enter late summer. She also shares a bit about why she founded the Shakti School so many years ago, so it's a wonderful episode that we're really excited to share with you. Those who joined us for the webinar also got a special Summer of Love ebook gift that you'll hear Katie mention in a moment. This ebook includes a cooling breathwork practice, some fun summer self-care practices that you can do at home, a summer food list, and our cooling summer khichdi recipe. We wanted to make sure that you have this summer ebook too, so you can find the link to download it in the show notes wherever you're listening to this podcast. And last but not least, I wanted to let you know that enrollment is open for the 2026 class of our Feminine Form Ayurveda School. You can register now and get our discounted early bird pricing. And if you want to talk to a real person who has completed the program and who can help you decide whether or not it's right for you, you can book a free call with me or one of our other awesome coaches. We'd love to chat with you and answer any questions you may have, so please click through the link in the show notes to book your free call. All right, enjoy this episode all about the pitta season and how to keep yourself in balance and loved up during the late summer.
Hello, everyone. I am in sticky, hot, sultry Virginia. Today, we are going to be talking about summer rituals, routines, the Ayurvedic approach for dealing with the heat of summer. So we're going to get deep into that today. The intention of this time together really is twofold. One is to introduce you to the Shakti School and to introduce you to some of these wonderful, life-changing, soul-shifting Ayurvedic principles. And the second intention is that you leave here with something of deep value. My heart's intention really is to share this hour together in a very real way so that you really feel that you've invested this time really wisely as a human being. The most valuable resource that we have, and those of us that are like maybe above the age of 40 really get this. Our time is super sacred and super valuable. And so I just want you to know how much we appreciate you being here. We appreciate you taking the time. And personally, I'm excited to practice and share with you guys. So, hi, I'm Katie Silcox, and I am the founder of the Shakti School. We started the Shakti School online 8 years ago. We're coming up on our ninth launch in January. And I really started this over almost 20 years ago, to be honest, when I started doing yoga teacher trainings and Ayurveda trainings. But the Shakti School has existed as it is right now for about 8 years. And I started this program because I thought that the Ayurveda that I was learning was a little bit challenging for me to integrate into my daily life as a normal modern woman. It seemed to be heavily rules based. It seemed really complicated. I was not sure what my dosha was. It made me even more confused about what I should be eating or putting on my body or how I should be exercising or, who I should be dating. It was just super confusing. And yet it was also incredible and it was brilliant and it was beautiful. And so I wanted to create this platform with 20 other teachers in a way that people could really integrate it into their life in a way that made things a little bit more simple, a little bit more realistic. And we found that the more that we did that, the more healing could actually occur. And so we are a school that is non-dogmatic. We are non-religious. We are non-fundamentalist. We welcome people from all backgrounds, from all perspectives, from all religious backgrounds, from all philosophical backgrounds. And our only requirement is that you be willing to join us in learning. We call that the SMART part of Shakti School. So if you're like, oh yeah, I like to nerd out and learn all these cool new things, we got you, right? SMART plus, and this is the more important part, heart, right? There are no gurus here. We're all, as I call us, half-baked buns in the oven. We're all working on ourselves. We're all dealing with our lives and our families and our journey, right? And so we really are a place that wants to cultivate this real healing climate that does not see you, me, or anyone as a big fat problem to be solved. What we're here to do, we are providing information. That's the smart part. And then we provide this other magical thing, and that's the feminine energy. And that's the space for you to be able to tap in to your divinely given intuition that has been with you since the day you were born. And we're just here to give you the space and maybe some cool tools and methodologies and meditations that help that natural intuitive faculty of you come online so that when you go to your kitchen this summer of love, you know what you want to cook because you felt that urge in your heart. You know what herbs you want to take because you can feel that intuitive nudge. Yeah, maybe a little digestive herbs, maybe a little probiotics, maybe a little turmeric, right? Maybe a little cooling spices. We'll get to that later on in the talk today. But that you're able to have what we here at the Shakti School call embodied Ayurveda, that you're feeling it and that it's yours and it's not imposed upon you from anything outside yourself. All right. So welcome. We're really glad you're here. We're going to talk about the summer. In Ayurveda, let's start with that first term, Ayurveda. I know for many of you, maybe some of you are even experts in Ayurveda, but if you are brand new to that term, I just want to give it a little bit of a definition. And I've been studying Ayurveda for over 20 years, and I never get tired of these words because they're beautiful. And the Sanskrit Ayur means life and Veda means wisdom. And so if you put those two together, Ayurveda is the wisdom of the way life just actually is. You could say it's the way that nature is behaving. You could also say it's the patterns of the one mother that is the mother of all of us, right? Which is Mama Nature. And that's our shared mama here at the Shakti School. And so Ayurveda is this real humble sense of wanting to study how Mother Nature behaves, both something seasonal outside of you, weather patterns, temperature, the rising of the sun, the moon seasons, right? But also, and perhaps more importantly, the study of your nature. Sometimes we think about nature as like a hike you're taking, right? But your nature, and yes, even the iPhone is a part of nature. And so when we say Ayurveda, it's the study of nature. But for the women that come through the school, what we see at the end of the journey is the same statements we hear over and over again, which is, I was able to actually discover who I am what my authentic nature is. And this is the basic teaching of the most ancient medical system on the planet. And that is, you have a divine nature. In the modern psychology, we call it the true self. And then stuff happens to you. Maybe stuff started happening to you when you were in your mama's belly, right? And then on and on. And, we always make the joke, nobody forgets their first bully, right? We have these little impressions that form, and especially from age 0 to 15, and especially from age 0 to 7, those little impressions that get formed when we're little girls, we are not able to digest all of that. None of us, no matter what great parenting you have. And I hope all of you had great parents, but usually people tell us a story that's not so great, right? And so you've got this true nature. You've got this Ayurveda, this true nature. But then all this stuff happens, and those little grooves and those little impressions, it's like dust that gets formed on the little true mirror of your heart. And then one day you wake up and you go, why am I so constipated? And why am I so angry? And why am I sad? And why do I feel sluggish? And all these symptoms, from the very physical to even spiritual symptoms. And we wake up one day and we go, I don't even really know exactly who I am. And maybe we think we know who we are, but when we start to let go of these patterns, lo and behold, we realize, my goodness, I am something far more beautiful than I ever knew. And that's what we're interested in at the Shakti School. And in the ancient tradition, this is called svasta. Sva means that true self, who you really are. And sta means to be standing in it, to be living from it, to be walking in it, to let that true self be the thing that you're bringing forth. And guess what else? This is so cool. That's also the meaning for health in Ayurvedic medicine. Svasta, to be standing in the truth of who you really are, is the word for health. Now look at us Westerners. We think health is like your blood work looking good, right? Or maybe you finally got to the gym, or you're eating right. We call that health, the absence of disease. Ayurveda says, no, it's so much deeper than that. It's you walking in the truth of your heart. And so this summer can be the summer of love. And we're going to give you some great practical methodologies, breath work with some recipes. I'll go through a few of those practices with you today. And so what Ayurveda says is that the whole universe can be found in your whole body. And that when I first heard that, I was like, oh my God, that's so mystical. What are you talking about? Right. But the deep understanding of Ayurveda is that what's going on in the outside world is also going on in you. And so many of you know that Ayurveda breaks down people into 3 distinct categories, just so that we can kind of get a grapple on the complexity and chaos of nature. And this first group of people, we can think of as those people who have longer bodies, right? The features of their physiology is long and lanky. If you look at your hand, mine doesn't look like this, by the way. Some of you in the room, take a look at your hand. And if you have, your fingers are like long and your palm is like so long. And if you can see, you'd have like a rectangle here instead of a square. So that's one example of the way you can start to connect with this first part of the way we divide things up in Ayurveda, which is called Vata. Vata dosha means air and wind. And some of you were born with a lot of that. Some of you in the room are the opposite of that. And if you look at your palm and you look at your bone structure, things are going to be wider more than they are long. Your bones are going to be dense and strong and healthy, right? Your palm, if you look at the bottom of it, is going to be wider than it is long. And so that's one of the ways, one of about 250 ways that we're going to teach you if you join level 1, about how you can start to identify these elements in you. And we call those people kapha dosha, which is the more watery, earthy people. Now, I've given you one data point, which was your palm. And I'm going to get to the third dosha, don't you worry. At Shakti School, we teach you around 250 different data points. And so by studying all of these different ways of looking at your body and looking at your emotions and looking at your reactive tendencies and looking at all of these different factors, you'll be able to see, wow, this is my tendency naturally. I'm kind of an airy lady. Oh, I'm kind of a watery lady. Oh, I'm kind of a mix, which most of you are a mix. And then you have this third dosha we call pitta, which is the dosha of the fiery lady. And we tend to get a lot of at least partial fire ladies in our school because we're kind of fiery. And if you just look at your palm, whereas kapha is going to be that earth and water is going to be wider, and that vata, that air and ether is going to be longer. This third dosha is pitta, and you can see it in my palm really well. Do you see how square it is? Like I could draw a geometric square right here. I'm giving you one example so you can already start to see which one am I? Which one does my palm represent naturally? And this fire type is made up of, well, fire. And then a little bit of oil. It's like when you start a bonfire, you know how you can pour a little bit of gasoline on it or a little bit of butter and it'll light it even bigger. That's the energy of fire. Like I said, when you join level 1, we will take you on this whole journey that takes a year where you get to really discover all of these elements of who you are. So that's your true nature. And we would love to invite you to come and figure that out, and maybe not figure it out, but be open to it, right? But then there's the dosha or the tendency, that's what that word means, that we're all experiencing right now if you are in what we call in English the summertime. So the fire is the summer element, and that element, no matter what your mind body type, you are being affected by the heat of summer. You're being affected by the fire of summer. So the good news for today is that we don't all have to know our mind body type to know that every single woman in this room is being affected by the fire right now. Okay. Some of you, if you're already fiery, summer is going to be maybe a little more challenging. Some of you, if you are more like a cooler body type, like a more of an airy body type, you're loving the heat. Give me more, bring it on, right? And then maybe some of you are like, I don't even notice the weather. And that's fine. But we want to talk today about how we can really connect with the positive, life-giving, life-affirming aspects of this moment right now, which is the height of the sun time, and how we can mitigate and reduce the qualities of this time that may have built up in you that aren't helping you, that aren't serving you, and in fact are taking you away from being your true self. So Ayurveda says we are in the pitta season. Pitta means the transformational fire on the positive, life-giving, life-affirming. This is the fire that knows how to take an apple or a juicy strawberry that you're eating in the summertime, put it in your body, heat it up, take the acids, which are fire, and digest it and turn it into what? Into you. Like that alone is a mystical thing. I don't know how to do that, but my body does. And that innate intelligence is the innate intelligence of fire. It knows how to take one thing and turn it into something else, hopefully more useful or better. So that's just an apple. So fire is highest right now. So our digestive fire is going to be high in the summertime, right? We're going to get a little boost in that digestive fire, but we run the risk of overheating. And so common ailments in the summer are things like your skin might break out a little bit more. Anybody have that happen more in the summer? You might get a little bit more rosy, rash, heated sensations in the body. Your digestion might be a little more fiery, and that can look like looser stools. Not fun, right? And then we have the whole mental, psychological realm. In the summertime, our tendency to burn out is highest. Anybody ever feel that way? It's like, oh my gosh, I'm burning out, right? Emotionally, summer, when the heat is high in the body and in nature, summer is going to be the time for all of us when we might get a little bit more connected with those hot feelings. What are the hot feelings in Ayurveda? Well, you already know, it's super intuitive, right? It's anger. It's irritation. It's irritability. And like, that makes sense to me, right? You may even say it's rage. I'm sure none of us have ever felt like raging. Yes, we have, right? But it's not just those classic anger, rage feelings, irritability. It's also subtle emotion. Like these sneak up on you. It's criticism. And for many of us that come to Shakti School, we see it every year. It's criticism of self-criticism. And truthfully, and this is a beautiful way of describing it that I've been working a lot with lately in my own practice, it's self-harshness. You know, how many times have you noticed, guys, and if not, let's think about it. How many of you out there are like an awesome friend? And if your girlfriend comes to you and she's like, oh, I'm dealing with this, you would give your girlfriend the most cool, sweet, wise woman advice ever. And then she's like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And you're like, hey, don't be so hard on yourself. Like, blah, 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 blah. And you're just like this awesome girlfriend to your girlfriend. And then you could be in the exact same situation and you're totally different. It's like this perfectionism. Perfectionism is like the evil stepsister of fiery emotions. Perfectionism and self-harshness. My teacher calls it, we create a culture of harshness inside our own heart to ourselves. So during this season, if you've noticed that you might be a little bit more harsh on yourself, a little bit more hard on yourself, a little bit more perfectionist, a little bit more critical of self and others, because we also can criticize others, especially the people we like the most that are closest to us. These are signals that your fire is a little bit out of balance. And this does not only happen in the summertime. So the summer has this opportunity for us to get in contact with some of those we might call like more challenging aspects of our own mind and our own body. But also it has all of this life-giving, life-affirming solar energy. There's a reason why these ancient people said, Surya Namaskar, I salute the sun. It wasn't a workout routine. It was a holy invitation into gratitude for the father of us all, which is the sun. Without the sun, none of us are here, right? And so the summer, the sun is out. You may not even need as much sleep in the summer because there's so many light codes being dropped into us that make us a little bit more activated. And this is also the opportunity, and this is so cool, to get inside the life-giving, life-affirming. When I say life-giving, life-affirming, I mean the parts of nature that are rooting and cheerleading you to dissolve those old stories and beliefs and step in more and more to that true self. This summer right now is the highest. I've got the sun right there. Opportunity to access the fire that can digest your past, that can dissolve the past, that can, yes, burn away. In Ayurveda, we call it the ghosts of Christmas past, right? The ghosts of the past. So yeah, it's a little hotter and we complain about the heat. Yeah, you might be a little more irritable, a little more critical, a little more angry, but oh my God, there's this opportunity to use this fiery time to burn off anything that's not in your highest self. So it's this awesome ritual. And I'm going to share with you guys some practical things, but more importantly, today I'm going to share with you a subtle practice that we can do to really get in touch with the cooling. So let me just say this. We have enough fire. Fire's already here. What we want to do is we want to bring in the water element, which balances fire so that the fire doesn't get too hot. And we also want to bring in another key balancing part. If you're a very fiery person, this is a good one for you. Water, but also space. If you're a very fiery person, by the way, you need to have space in your life. You need to have time alone or, doing the things you love that create a feeling of spaciousness in you. If my calendar gets too full, Sarah and Kirsten, we know, I'm super fiery. I do not like it, right? Because what balances me is flow, and what balances me is space. And so if you're out there listening and you feel like, oh, everything's very stacked, that is a good sign that you need more of that spaciousness. I know we cannot always create that in our outer world, but in Ayurveda, we teach you, especially in that foundational level 1 level, the principles of awakening these elements inside of you so that even if your life is super full, you're able to actually access the innate water and flow and spaciousness that's in you that you can access anytime, no matter what's going on in life. Because raise your hand if sometimes it feels like life is doing life, right? You can't get off the roller coaster. Yeah, all of us. The ancients had a word for it, by the way. They called it samsara, the wheel. You're on it. You're a little hamster. You're on your life. You already made some decisions. Now you're living them out. So today I'm going to teach you a practice that helps create some fluidity in the subtle part of who you are in your body and in the mind that can help balance those energies of fire. So I want to say a couple more things just about the way we roll here at the Shakti School. If you haven't signed up for our free webinar, we have like a 4-hour webinar that we send you guys totally for free. So make sure to get that. And one of the things that makes our school, I think, different and really, really special and really valuable is that we do something that years ago I coined a term. I think I did. I just came out of my mouth. And it was the words feminine form Ayurveda. What is the masculine form? We love the masculine form. Really, it should be called the Shiva Shakti School or the feminine masculine Ayurveda. But often we realize that we live in such a masculine energy that bringing in the feminine and highlighting it and really platforming the feminine allows for a balance to occur. The masculine is in you and me, and it's holy and divine. And it is the part of us that creates rules, schedules, structure, goals, ambition. It is the part of you, and it's holy and divine and wonderful, especially when it's mature, that knows how to go out in the world and ask for what you're worth and build things and create things and be activated. It's the principle in you, and it's wonderful, holy and divine, that says, get off the couch, do the thing that your soul wants to do, launch your arrow into the world. Some of you are fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. I see you, right? Especially you guys know you got some of this. It's like the doer, the doer, the doer, the list maker. I'm such a list maker. Don't you love a list? And then you cross off things. Even if you forgot, you're going to write it in and then just immediately cross it off. This is the masculine, and the masculine is in all of us. And we needed as women to build the masculine. We needed to. But our society says often, this is the valuable in you. And the shadow side to that is you're never done. The list is never over. And you are on that little hamster wheel, proving that one day you're worth something. And so Ayurveda can easily become a masculine endeavor. Without the feminine, it is not balanced. And in fact, it is harmful. Because without the feminine, Ayurveda can become very heavy, very rules-based, very dogmatic, even cruel. What is the feminine then? It's in me, it's in you, it's in all of us. And it's the part of you that says, no matter what you've done and no matter what you do, I will always love you. You always have value. In fact, there's nothing that you can do. There's no course that you can take, even Shakti School, which is the best course. There's nothing that you can do to earn that love. You are already worthy. You are already done. You are already healed, and you are already whole. The feminine says, let's look at the greater context of your life and your childhood and your life situation right now and your relationships. Let's look at the greater context of the story of you And within that, let's get you some support that's going to lead you in the right direction. The feminine looks at the field that your flowers are growing in and says, what's the soil like? What's the temperature of the air? What's the rain been like? What's the sun like? The masculine says, ooh, gross. There's a weed in your flower field. Pull it out and kill it, or even worse, spray it with, poison. The masculine has a problem and it rushes to fix it. Anybody out there have a problem and you just kind of scramble to get it fixed? That's good. It's the masculine. But without the feminine, the teachings say the masculine, he gets it so wrong. He is clever, not wise. The feminine is wise. So in level 1, it's so cool. If you're new and you're considering it, this is the best time to sign up because we have the early bird pricing and it's $100 off and you get all these free gifts that I'm going to tell you about at the end. But I'm really, really serious when I say the breadth and depth of the school over a course of a year will tap you into all of these energies that are hidden within you that are waiting to be activated and matured, and will bring you into contact with those limiting beliefs, what we call those shadow energies that are getting in your way. And so the Summer of Love is about so much more than the cooling recipes that we're going to give you and the tips and the tinctures and the teas and the herbs and the breath work. That is the masculine. And we love that. And we, get the feedback all the time. Oh my God, I signed up for this program. I paid the amount that at the time was like, oh, this is a real investment. And it is. But you guys gave me 10 times more than I ever thought. The feedback we get is that it's a lot. We are givers here. If anything, we need to learn how to not give too much. We're always going to overgive because we're the feminine. But more importantly than all of this information and methodology and recipes and protocols that you'll learn, I hope that you feel from this little short talk how much we value you tapping in to that part of you that doesn't need a New Year's resolution or a summer routine. And so we'll do a practice now, and it'll be about a 10-minute practice, a little meditation. You can do it seated right here. You can lay down if you're tired, and it won't be too long, but I just want to do what we do at Shakti School, which is we talk about stuff, we learn about stuff, and then we actually feel it in our bodies. And then after that, I'm going to share with you guys this PDF that we have for you that has a lot of great breathwork practices and methodologies and rituals on activating good summer routine. We list all of the cool and sweet foods that you might want to eat, spices, great Ayurvedic techniques. It includes moonlit walks and buying roses for yourself, things that you might want to avoid, like hot tubs and margaritas and getting in a fight with your partner at 10 o'clock at night. We're going to give you all of that. I didn't want to read that stuff to you guys too much because you can have it in the packet, but I really wanted to take this time with you to let you get to know me, my heart, and my intention, and to do a practice today that actually could be a part of your life in the future and certainly in the summer. So what is the Summer of Love practice? Well, tailored to the summer, we're going to do an ancient, thousands of years old methodology for bringing in the elements of water and space into your body. It's a really cool breathwork practice. I use it all the time. It's great for grounding. It's great for when you feel burnout, excess emotional energy, especially anger, irritability, and burnout. And anytime you just feel overheated, we're going to bring in this breath work. It also has, on a subtle level, the ability to augment the quality, the feeling in you of a little bit more what we call water, which is another way of saying, chill out, man. Adaptability, go with the flow, feminine energy is watery energy, right? And so we'll bring in that, and then space. And what is space? Space is a lot of things, but one of the cool things about space is the element of love. Isn't that cool? In Ayurveda, space is the element of love. And if you've ever loved someone, you know that the reason that there is love is that I'm here and you're there. I'm me and you're you. And in that space between our two hearts, we can fall in love. Have you ever had someone be too clingy and you can't fall in love with them? They're too much. Give me some space. We say this, or we say worse things. Get off me, right? If you don't have room, you can't fall in love. Space is what allows love to flow. In fact, ether or space is the substance through which love travels. So this breath work is designed to bring in more of that water and more of that spaciousness. And then the way we meditate in Shakti School is a little different. I call it feminine form meditation is, if you like kind of the more modern terminology, you can think of it as a meditation that involves a lot of what's called proprioception. So your ability to sense inside your own body. And what you'll learn in level 1 is that you don't have just a physical body. That's good news because this thing's going to die off one day. But you've got all these other bodies. You've got a physical body, you've got an emotional body, you have a mental body, you have an energy body, you have a causal body, you have a soul body, you have a spirit body. You got all these bodies, right? I know it sounds a little woo-woo if it's new to you, but I think we all know that or we want to find that out on an intuitive level. So when we meditate, we are working with the physical body, but really we're working in this feminine form way to be able to hone our attention and our mind's ability to feel and sense and intuit all these other bodies. Now, I know it's the summer of love and things are fun and we want to party, but let's just bring in one thing that's a little bit real. And that is, wouldn't it be amazing to know at the hour of our death that we are not just this physical body? And we aren't just this thinking mind. And we aren't even just our feelings, but we're something else. And so these practices are revolutionary because they help us refine and hone our attention to actually be able to feel the full dimensionality of who you actually are. So that when you meet that moment of death where you say inhale and then you exhale and then no inhale happens again, you have a relationship with something that's deathless. That's just what Ayurveda says. All right. So no big deal. We're just going to practice these practices for awakening the deathlessness in you. And then at the end, we'll walk through some of these routines. Before we start the practice, just one little thing that helps. We work with this kind of square form of meditation in the sense of when you meditate, most people do not like to meditate because it sucks. It's hard. And it's hard because they don't have the tools, right? And so in the feminine form of meditation, we give you a lot of technology that will help guide you through your own mind and your own experience. We have 4 things that we work with primarily, and that is one is you are learning how to focus. That is a really important tool in today's world. I read that the modern human has the attention span of 4 seconds, and that's less than a goldfish. So we want to build up our attention. Secondly, we're building our capacity to relax and open to whatever is here. Thirdly, we're building our ability to look at ourselves with a gaze and a climate and a culture, you to you, of kindness, of compassion, of even love, of warmth. So we've got 3 things, guys: focus, openness and relaxedness. Is that a word? Sure. And warmth or love. And then the 4th thing is that which arises when you have all those other 3 things. And in this tradition of Ayurveda, we call this prana, and prana means energy. And so if you're like, I don't know what my energy's like, I don't know if I can feel my energy. Is this my energy? I don't know. Like, that's a wonderful question. And what we focus on in level 1 is helping you develop more and more a connection to your own life force, to your own Shakti, which is the meaning of that word. So we're going to meditate, and I'll remind you of these 4 things as we do it. And we're going to just guide our awareness through our body. And if it's the first time you've meditated, I welcome you in this. If it's the 100 millionth time you've meditated, I welcome you in this. And it's designed for all of you. All right. And available to all of you. Okay. Without further ado, if it feels okay, just let your mind relax into your body as you slowly start to close your eyes. If that doesn't feel right, you can always leave them gently, slightly open. And in the spirit of this session together, and we just relax the eyes and the jaw, and even feeling like you could track into the brain. And you don't have to have any of the anatomy perfect. Just feel, oh, the brain, there it is, relaxed. Letting your awareness drop from the top of your head through the brain, letting the jaw soften, teeth and lips into the throat. And as you travel into your body, it is very, very normal and very, very human to find a multitude of things. There's tension, there's light, there's dark, there's temperature, there's memory, there's emotion, there's sensation, and just let your throat relax and be open. Even if what you find there does not feel relaxed and open, you bring this intention to drop your focus now down into the shoulder blades and the heart, the collarbones, and let that whole area of your body, just holding that intention to be relaxed and open. And remembering now that third piece, could you bring in, as you investigate your body, this sense of love, of kindness, or at least just looking at yourself through the eyes of warmth, or at least neutral. Dropping your awareness, your focus down through your internal digestive organs, your rib cage, letting that rib cage flower downward into the digestive organs, the visceral organs of the liver, the gallbladder, the spleen, the intestines, all of this area, kidneys, all this area. Just noticing it and feeling it. There's no special technique. It's just you meeting you, which is your birthright. To feel open and relaxed, let your awareness drop downward into your buttocks and thighs, your pelvic floor. And that whole area now infused with this sense of warmth, of kindness, self to self. Dropping down, imagining you could pour a waterfall above you through your body. It's dropping all the way now down into the knees and calves and shins and feet. Focus open and warm towards yourself, dropping all the way down. Feel the soles of your feet. You can even push into them with your fingers if they're nearby. If they're on the ground, press them a little bit into the floor and feel. You can drop your attention downward into the ground, and you can sense the earth beneath you and that reality of the physical world of gravity holding us on the planet. And then feel that you're all the way the real you, the you that your closest friends and family know and love, the essence of you, the innocent you, the most lovable you, the true self. That you is inhabiting every single cell from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, that you could inhabit your body with the real you. And then very gently, just let the head drop, and you can just purse your lips into the shape of a little straw with a small opening. And you're just going to sip the cool air in through your mouth and lift your head and take that cool air to the back of the brain. And then breathe out through your nose and lower the head. If you're not sure what to do, you can check me out on the screen. Let the head lift and then breathe out through the nose, getting the breath, cooling energy into the head. And that breath might feel like enough for you. But if you want to add in another element to the practice, as you breathe in, lift the head, sip in that cool air. I want you to visualize that you're sipping in this crystalline turquoisey blue. It can be icy blue, your favorite powder blue, whatever blue you want. Sip in blue and let that blue infuse the whole body. And as you breathe out, I want you to breathe out heat, excess fire, heat, soot, ash. Okay, so that's the simple practice. We're breathing in blue, and we're letting that blue light fill up our whole body. And then as we breathe out, we're just inviting any excess soot, heat, ash, even fire like a dragon. You can breathe it out through the nose. We're going to do 10 more rounds on our own. Good. Staying with that focus of practice. If your mind wanders, just know, oh, I'm a human being. My mind wandered, and just gently guide it back to the colors, back to the breath. And noticing the thinking discursive mind is not the totality of you. You'll notice I'm thinking. You'll wake up and see that you're thinking, and then you'll come back with loving awareness. No self-recrimination, back to the breath. And we'll just do 3 more rounds. Wonderful. And then just close your eyes, breathing normally now through the nose, placing the tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth behind your upper palate of teeth. And now just feeling into the space right where the curve of your back is the biggest, your lower lordotic curve, we call it. And you can even take your hand and place it on your lower back and just feel, where is my lower back spine curving in the most? And you can put your hand there, and you could even leave it there. But once you find that point, you can feel free to move your hand away. And this is in all of our energetic anatomy. This is the seat of water in the body. This is the seat of our emotional body. And it goes out in front of us and all around and behind us. This is what in the ancient tradition we call your chakra, or some of you say chakra. And the second chakra is right here in all of us, and it is the seat of our emotions. And we're just going to do another few minutes working with this energy of water. You can imagine or visualize an ocean current, any blue color you like, out in front of your body at that level of your lower back, right in front of your belly. And when you feel your body breathe in, I want you to imagine the ocean expanding, opening wide at your belly. Infinite water. And as you breathe out, I want you to imagine the most beautiful, cool, clear water. It could be ocean, it could be river, it could be a stream, it could be any kind of water you like. It just rushes from the front of your belly through you and out the lower back behind you. As you breathe in, feel you're connecting and expanding to an infinite oceanic current. And staying in your lower back and your belly, let it rush through you, this clear, cool water. And sense this water has the power to purify any emotions you've built over the summer. We're going to do 8 more rounds. And remember, we're staying focused but open and relaxed, bringing in a warm gaze. And this practice of visualization, our body really doesn't differentiate between what we imagine and what's real. And so we can really sense and feel water purifying this whole area of our emotions. If the mind wanders, bring it back to your visualization of water, moving water from the front of you through you at the level of your lower back. And sense that the energy of water and that color of water is stronger than any emotions that you might currently be dealing with, any stories, any self-doubt or lack of clarity, any overheatedness or self-criticism, any anger towards self or others. Feel that water, we're not trying to get rid of anything. We're not trying to change any feelings or thoughts. We're just letting the water come in and do its work on them. The more we resist our emotions, the more they stick around. So just let it all be good. And invite water to just come through me. And we'll do 2 more rounds of water. Inhale, expanded ocean. Exhale, it rushes through you and back behind you. Inhale, expanded water. Exhale, let it rush through. And as we close this brief touching in with the water element, just feeling that part of your body with a loving gaze, with openness, with warmth. Do you notice as you slowly start to come out of this meditation, perhaps opening your eyes really gently, just notice you can still kind of keep a part of you in your belly and your lower back, and that there's a quality of that part of you right there. So as you guys start to come back, just notice, look around the room, notice if your perception of the room and yourself and your life and your mind might be a little different after just a very brief 10-minute breath work and meditation practice. Notice if things might be perceived a little differently. So every time I do these free webinars, I realize, oh my God, I want to tell them like 50,000 other things. And I want to tell them all about the chakras. There's so much more I want to share with you guys. If you're new, I really hope that you consider joining level 1. It's an Ayurveda certification training, which will entitle and enable you to be an Ayurvedic health coach in your community. So do it for that. But also, I would say almost the majority of women do it for yourself. Do it for yourself. It's a year-long lady life school. We teach you Ayurveda, but it's really so much more than that. It is basically soul school. And it's the most incredible community of women online. I really mean that. It's a group that is smart plus heart. Women come into this community. Some of them are here right now just for the free webinar, and they come out with really great friends at the end of it. We have 20 of the world's most beautiful smart plus heart Ayurveda teachers. You will study with me a lot, but we have a lot of teachers and a lot of topics, huge program. I know that some of you are like, oh my God, I have so many questions. please set up a coaching call with one of our incredible coaches who has done our whole program, who loves us, and who is now doing coaching calls with us. They are also like the nicest, coolest, smartest people you'll ever meet. We want this to be the right fit for you. Every year we pray a prayer, and that is, may the women that need to find us through the noise of Instagram and the craziness of Instagram. May they find us. And may the women that don't need to do this program, may they not find us, right? Like, it's like we're down for who needs to be here. And I hope that's you. If this has touched your heart, if you feel like this might be a home for you, we're here. And we're, I think, a really rare, special thing on the internet. So thank you guys so much for your time. And we just appreciate you. We appreciate you taking the time. From the bottom of our heart at Shakti School, we want to wish you the most beautiful summer of love. Come back to that practice. And I'm just going to close with this. Sit down, lay down, focus, be open and easy. Bring in a loving gaze. If you do those 3 things, something magical is going to start to open up all throughout your being. All right, guys, have a great rest of your summer of love. Hopefully see you very soon in the classroom. Thank you, guys. A big special thanks to Kevin Carlisle of Goodbye Gemini, who wrote this beautiful podcast music, and to DJ Juan Pablo Jimenez in southern Spain for mixing it and making it magic.